Okay, welcome back everybody. We are back on ATibaVV review. My mic's not working. Today we're reviewing an album, alright, which is it's a little different, a little new, I think. We're reviewing the album of Sleep Is For Mortals, alright? Sleep Is For Mortals, he's a underground British or UK rapper. I first found him, I first heard of him from it was like an Vice documentary that was about like teenage Xanax abuse and like kind of like the Xans epidemic over there, and just basically just covering the Xans epidemic period kind of in the West. It was just kind of focusing on the UK, you know, and they were just interviewing people. He got some face tats in the documentary, so that was pretty cool, pretty interesting. And he was just talking about like why he justifies his abuse of Xans and stuff.
Here, lost here, a few teardrops here.
Why are you getting your face tattooed?
To kind of push me to do my thing more. If you know what I'm saying? It's like motivation. Yeah, you can't go back. You have nothing to lose. Yeah, and that's why I'm getting the tears. Like, yeah, like, I'm sad, but it's also to remind me, like, when you are sad, it just, like, keeps you stronger, innit? Like, just keep going. And lost, I'm gonna get tired because, like, sometimes I just feel very fucking lost, you know what I'm saying? Like, in this big-ass fucking planet, bro. Like, I'm just lost. Like, I have no home.
It was a good documentary. I recommend everybody watch it. You know, Vice always has good stuff. It featured a song by him called Zero Healing, and that's basically how I found the rest of his music. I started following him heavily on SoundCloud. And he's finally released his album that's called Subdued. Alright? It's a 9-track album, mixtape, whatever. And I'm just gonna kind of just talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and we're gonna see where this goes. So like the first thing I really just want to cover and talk about is the album cover. I want to talk about the album art. Alright? And the overall kind of themes I found within the album. And just for starters, with the album art, I'm just gonna say it really just plays like on this whole like vamp cult, like goth vampire aesthetic that he kind of has. Like you can see like there's like lightning and it's like a night sky, really distorted. There's a lot of distortion in the vocals in the album too, so that kind of just plays on that too. And there's like the moon and some bats and shit. So it really kind of plays with what he's kind of trying to do for his image and like for like the kind of the creative direction that his music goes into. The themes, there isn't really anything new. He kind of generally just talks about self-harm and his anxiety and just staying away from Xans a little more. Once again, I think that's really interesting that he kind of talks about staying away from Xans, because in the Vice interview, he talks about like abusing Xans, right? And why he's on them and like kind of that situation. Like in more of like his later music after that interview and documentary and stuff, he kind of just talks about like trying to get off of them. So I think he's kind of just like, because I'm kind of proud of him a little bit, because he's kind of staying away from Xans and stuff. You know how crazy that whole like fucking rabbit hole can be, a spiral down. But anyway, yeah, the themes are good though. I think the themes are good. So I'm gonna have to give him a 7 out of 10 for album art and themes. You know, the album art's not terrible, and I think the themes are good. I think he does a good job of communicating his personal experience with these things. And that's why like I think it's good. That's why I think it's cool. Next I want to talk about the lyricism. The lyricism, it's a little above average, a little over average. It's not like insanely just like crazy good from a lyrical level, but it's not like terrible either. I think the best bars I actually just heard off of this album came from the song On the Low.
Made it back. I don't even sleep, it's for the week or not the gang. Only pouring lean, I don't wanna see no Zan. And I'm ignoring everybody, I stick to the plan. I ain't been this sober in a minute, I'm a crash. Brody got arrested and they locked him in the can. Now I face 100, so it got me hella sad.
I think those are the best bars, like hands down. It's just like a raw, just like I think it was like a 16 bar verse. I'm not really sure, but it's just a raw verse. Kind of talked about a situation, talking about his life, talking about how to stay away from Xans. He's talked about being on lean now, which I think that's not really a better alternative if you guys watch my drug video. But you know, he's making progress, So yeah, lyricism is a little bit over average. It's not like complete like dog shit, you know. Like there wasn't anything I heard in the album that made like raise eyebrows, like why would you say that, or like, oh, this is offbeat and it sounds weird. Next, I want to talk about like the overall flow of the album from start to finish, and I think the album's flow is pretty good. I think it's a good solid 7 out of 10. I think it's good. I think the first track, Blood in My KA, it kind of knocks you off your ass a little bit because it's just really high energy. And it's like gloomy, and it's like a lot of like drill inspired like lyrics. Like he talks about like shooting ops and shit.
Drowning in my piss, riding my whole clip, adding my hoes in. Everyone looking at me like I said it. I just OD in the weather. I need some weed in the medic. Jumped in the bag, spud in my bloody, he rev it. I'm off the blood in my KA, it's on. Hey, I'ma just die alone anyway. Don't talk to me, I leave anyway. Don't follow me, I miss anybody, I'm a dip. Why are you counting on me, I'm a trip. Why are you trusting on me, you're a lick. Cannot be sober for a minute. I see a hoe and I get it. I see her up and I wet him. I will not see him again cause he off. Anyone look at me funny, it's on. That's just the shit that I'm on. This is the bitch that I'm on. I'm in the neck cause I'm bored.
The songs really reminded me of like grunge songs. Kind of like, cause it's really just moody instrumentals. That's kind of something I really took away. But anyway, the first track, Blood in My Car, it kind of like just sparks the flames for the album. You know, it does a really good job of like being that attention grabber and kind of just pulling you in and really engaging you with listening to it. So I think the overall flow is good. And like I didn't really have a moment where I was like disengaged with the album. Blood in My KA is the song that Sleep Is For Mortals could perform, like, to get the crowd kind of going and like lit and shit, like right before he goes into the set. When I went to the Smoke Perp concert, and as soon as he came out, he played Bless Your Trap just to get everybody just super fucking lit. I think Blood in My KA plays that role really well because it did a good job of kind of just getting the album super lit. Next, I want to talk about the production. The production, it's really lo-fi and has like a lot of distortion in the vocals, a lot of some 808 heavy beats and just like really low energy, gloomy synths, like really just depressing synths. I can't really make any criticisms against the production, except like on some of the songs, the mixing was kind of questionable. I couldn't tell if he was degrading the quality on purpose, or was it just like my device I was listening on. Like I couldn't really tell like what the issue is. Like sometimes it would kind of hear like some popping here and there, but other than that, the production was good. Like, I wish there was a little bit more variation in like kind of the creative direction of the instrumentals, but it wasn't like boring. The instrumentals weren't boring. All of them were kind of fun to listen to. Alright, next I want to give my kind of opinion on the average song quality. I didn't really find a song that was like totally ass or like corny or just like lame as fuck. I think kind of the best songs on the album to listen to, if you just want to say Ugly Boy, On the Low, and Scarface but Owen Wilson is Tony Montana. I think Scarface but Owen Wilson is Tony Montana is a really interesting song to listen to because it sounded a little bit like Lil Peep. I definitely see like maybe some type of inspiration or like some elements that Lil Peep drawed on. He was also drawing on those elements as well.
Screaming for the world, boy, probably going hell, boy. Smoking on that loud back in my bed. I don't want your sad, boy. You keep taking L's, boy. I'm too busy counting on my bread. Screaming for the world, boy, probably going hell, boy. Smoking on that loud back in my bed. I don't want your sad, boy. You keep taking L's, boy. I'm too busy counting on my bread. I'm too busy counting on my bread. I'm too busy losing all my friends. I don't wanna leave this house again. I stay rolling up my trees and crush my care. Cause I'm dead on the ground and I'm careful.
So I think that song's interesting to listen to. So I guess you could say that half the album is bangers, really. I think the two best are Blood in My K and On the Low, because those ones just, from a lyrical standpoint, On the Low is probably the best one, and then just from an exciting, just lit standpoint, I think Blood in My K is the best song. Average song quality, I'm gonna have to say a 6.6 out of 10. For the features, I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10. Features, they were solid, but the features, they didn't really sound unique. I couldn't really distinguish the featured artist from Sleep Is For Mortals. Like, sometimes it just sounded like it was Sleep Is For Mortals like changing his voice, like using some effects to like make his voice sound different. It didn't necessarily sound like anyone like an actual whole different person. Like, the energy was kind of still the same, but the features weren't bad. They were still good. And so for my final just overall score for the album, I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. You know, it's solid. It's definitely something that's going to be in my rotation for a little while. I definitely recommend everybody listen to it. I'm not going to go out here and say that it's like album of the year and shit, but for a first project from Sleep Is For Mortals, I definitely think it's a great first project. This is what every kind of up-and-coming artist should go for. I liked how Sleep Is For Mortals, he self-produced half of the album too. That's also something I gotta give him credit for, and kudos to. Because like I said before in like some previous videos, that not every rapper produces their own beats. If you produce your own beats, it better highlights your musical ability and your ability to just make music. At the same time, if you can like pick a good beat though, if you're good at picking beats, then that definitely shows some type of musical talent. But producing your own beats from scratch, like doing that is the best way to highlight your ability as a musician and as a rapper. Because like anybody can hop on a fucking beat and freestyle. Like, I can do that. I'm sorry, it's fucking rapping. But everything else, the flow is good. The lyricism, it could be better. Like, there's nothing really eye-popping out there. 7 out of 10. Good. I recommend it. Definitely my rotation. So that's it. We are done with this project review. If you guys know of any projects you want me to review, let me know in the comments down below. We'll have a song you want me to repost, let me know down in the comments down below. If you thought this video was shit, dislike it. If you thought the video was somewhat entertaining, give it a fucking thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. I love you all. And I'll see you guys later.